Sandy with Needs a Ribbon, and we are here for another edition of Let's Kit Together. And for this kit, we are going to do the Christmas Ornaments kit from Stampin' Up, released in 2024. In the US, it is item number 164378. And let's go on and get our kit open. Oh, whoa. Oh, that is pretty. If you are not new to my kit togethers, you know, and if you are new, don't peek ahead. A kit releases, I add it to my cart, and that's it. We are, that's it. Oh my Lord, that is pretty. Let's go ahead and open up our kit because I'm gonna drool all over it. That is not an exaggeration. I'm not sure. It looks like we've got two different sizes, so I'm not sure what we're going to put together for the kit together. We'll have to dig in here. Whoa, those are heavy and they're pretty. So let's take a look. So this is our kit. I like to flip it over and look at my colors in the back. It is basic beige, cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, old olive, pretty peacock, brown, and gold. And again, what I have been saying lately is that if you are needing some color inspiration, look, even if you don't own the kit, look online at what the colors are in certain kits. And that is a great thing. I have released a document on my website, which I think it's under Toolbox, the tab Toolbox, that shows as of when the writing was, which I think was early October, what colors are in the kits at that point. And I hope to keep that up. I really do. I do not do paper pumpkin. That is just too much to ask. Other people do paper pumpkins, so I feel like I'd be redundant. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is a substantial kit. Holy moly, excuse me. I cannot tell how many we have. 6, 9? I don't know. We'll dig in. Wow, a lot of pieces. I wanted to pull out my tape. So I flipped to this inside sheet right here, and that tells us item 1, 2, and 3 what supplies we need. So that is kind of nice to set that apart. You know, kind of make our piles. So it looks like for the one style we need a small one, and is it 3 each of 3 styles? It must be. So we need a big one and a big one, and these are substantial brass embroidery hoops, I would imagine. Those are substantial. So for one we need, which is here, got them out of order. It'd be easier to lay them out this way. One, we need the small one, and then the 2 bigger ones. So we're going to need some pieces from our, so why don't we do one of each, and then we can all go offline and do the rest of them. So and these are, we've got our pre-printed pieces. So I'm kind of digging, you probably can't see because I should probably bring that over here. I'm trying to dig for parts. So for number 1, I'm not understanding, and that's okay because it'll make sense as we go along, as it always does. For number 2, we need one of these. This is number 2. I'm not sure what they mean by that, if we need 2 maybe. We'll just put that over there. I'm not going to punch them out yet. We definitely need some stuff from here. And that is only one sheet. Double printed. Awesome. Because ornaments generally hang two directions. So we need for number 1 ornament. Okay, they are. We need one of these, it looks like. So punch that out of this sheet. Kind of reminds me of parsley. We need one of these. Looks like. I don't know what the deal is with the plaid things. And 2, we're just gonna put that there. Number 2, we need one of these plaid banners, swoopy banners. We need, we need one of these. It looks like Old Olive and Pretty Peacock 4-way X-shaped leaf parsleys. I'm calling them parsleys. We need that. And we need some other stuff, and I'm just not. And we need one of these. Yep, we need one of these. So you need that for number 2, and the rest of it we'll gather as we go along. And so for number 3 hoop, we need, or ornament, we need another one of these. Pretty leaf things. That's my pile 3. We need more of these little plaid guys, and I assume it'll make sense when we get there. And so we need some of these for 2. I'm just not quite getting what they mean by the 2 solid, because they're a 2-sided thing. One is solid and one is, you know, white and solid. So oh, that's what they mean. Okay, flip them over. This is all double printed. That's new to me. So that being said, we obviously need, that's double printed, so we need one. Oh Lord, you know, this is why we have these kit-togethers. I mean it. So this is a bigger one, so we need one of these. Okay, it's making sense now. I just was not. Okay, nope, that goes with number 3. Stay out of that pile. It goes over here. And some other stray things. Okay, is that everything? We need one of those swoopy. Where's my swoopy parsley? Right here. So we need to put that in pile 3. This swoopy, it's actually, it looks like evergreen or not spruce, arborvitae almost on that side. We need to put that swoopy piece in pile 3. And I'm gonna put all of this aside for the moment until we kind of figure out what's what. So we've got pile 3, we've got pile 2, and we'll bring in pile 1. So let's flip to the instructions for pile 1. Okay, so this is, since this is an international kit, remember we have imperial and metric. Or I like to use my grid paper too, but we have imperial. If you don't have a ruler handy and don't have grid paper or anything, that's why they print this on the side of every kit. Paper Pumpkin kit only comes in imperial because it's only sold in the imperial land. But yeah, so now we've got mine. I don't want to waste any. Where is the end? Go. This is what, there was something else recently, and it wasn't from a kit, but drove me nuts trying to find the end. And in the end, I just ended up grabbing a hunk, and rather than spend all this time, you know what? There it is. I had a feeling if I pulled enough. I don't want to waste any because I don't know if we have extra. So of our gold cord, we need to cut an 18-inch piece. So my grid paper is 16. The markings on your kit, I think they go up to 9. 9. So you just double that. 16 and then a little 2. And I'm going to give that a snip. Oops. Yeah, well. So we have that. So step 1 is to cut an 18-inch piece of the gold cord, and then we're going to so we're going to, do we put glue dots on there? We must put glue dots. Look at that. Those must be glue dots, which we will put on what we will call the top and the bottom. I'm going to call that a top because that's where the seam is, and that just makes sense to me. And then let's square this little hoop up so we can go the bottom. Actually, use my scissors and then peel that backing off. My precious kit together bowl. I gotta take a sip of water. Sorry about that. So now we take and do the loopy thing. I don't remember my Boy Scout, Girl Scout loops, but looks like we go and put the loop through to the back, because I'm calling where the glue dots are the front based on their picture. I'm sure this will all make sense in a moment. And then up, and I'm not sure. And this is why we have get-togethers. Huh. Okay. Then are we looping it? I'm not entirely sure. It looks like there's some kind of loopy thing. So I'm going to go around and make sure that it catches in the glue dot. And then come around the other side, and if we are wrong, we'll figure it out together. That's again why we do these Let's Kit together. Okay, that looks like kind of the general premise, and then we make a knot. Okay, and we will correct this if we are wrong. Okay, I hope that's correct. I mean, if it hangs like that, that's pretty stable. Give that a little squeeze. Okay, we're setting that aside. That's step 1. Step 2, we need to take our does this have more instructions? I'm actually, for the first time, I'm actually mildly okay, so I assume we will, it's probably going to be up to you because it's pre-printed, whether you want to leave that out. This is my guess. So you can write like to from if you're going to use it as a tag topper or something like that. If you're going to hang it as a tree ornament, you could put kid's school picture there, some picture of your pets or something. I'm going to guess So step 2, we need to take, and they show it such that our plaids go face out, and we bring in our dimensionals. We're going to put 6 dimensionals around it. Top, and then I'm just following instructions. Hopefully this is, wow. So now we need to take and we bring that, we lay that so our, I assume, so the cord gets completely hidden. So like this, they have it shown at an angle. This is one of those where they probably should, I assume they have a video, but they're usually very, very short, you know, 2-minute videos or whatever, 5-minute videos. Again, that's why I do a full in-depth kit breakdown. So this is my thinking, and I'm sure it'll make sense, is we want to center that as best as we can. Get that out of the way, get out of the way. And center that and get those dimensionals hooked around that gold cord. That's also going to stabilize that thing that's sliding around. And bend it over and squeeze it shut like that. Okay, that's step 2 as I see it. So we've got this side too. So you could write something or put a picture or whatever. It's called an ornament kit, but gosh, you could use these as a package topper. You could just hang them around, hang them in your window. I'm already seeing a lot of possibilities for this. So step 3, we need to bring in our parsley and leaves piece. Oh, goodness. And put in a dimensional right. Nope, I've got it flipped the wrong way. So we want it laying this way, so that little notch and the leaf bends to the right, or arcs to the right. We're going to hide a dimensional right there, and it looks like we hide one right down here. Okay, and then we take our, I forgot to grab another, we have another piece of parsley style. Yep, it's this one. Sorry about that. I said I'd come back to some of it because some of it didn't quite make sense. So next we have this piece, kind of mossy meadow parsley. That's what I'm calling it. So we want to take, and you want to decide now what your front is. I assume that you'll want the solid plaid and not the back, but don't forget, you can always reverse this. So this is hidden on the inside. If you don't like that, do that before you put your dimensionals on and get it all assembled. And again, I am going with the working theory that that's what their intention was. And we want to place this down, kind of an angle. And then we want to come in with our parsley with our dimensional like this. So the skinny side is on your left with the dimensional facing up. And then we're going to go in and put that over the center of that other one like that. So that's step 3. And then step 4, we need to grab a bow. Oh, we need hot glue. Really? Really, Stampin' Up? Okay. I see why. Okay. Well, thank goodness Sandy's a prepared little crafter. And hopefully my battery has plenty of charge. And I have lots of glue sticks. See, you guys didn't even blink hardly. And boom, she's hot and ready with the hot glue gun. Okay. So, while she heats up, so we need to grab a bow and 2 pine cones of some type. And is there a different style? Yes, there kind of is. There's tiny ones. There's tiny ones, and then there's bigger, fatter ones. Is that correct? I'm not sure. I'm assuming we need the tiny ones for the, let's go look ahead. Yep, that's a tiny one, because there's one, a big one and two tiny ones. That's a tiny one size. Okay, let's just make sure. There's the scale. That's a big one, and they're slightly lighter. They're more of a milk chocolate color, and this is more of an early espresso color. When you look at your kit. So, are we hot? I think we're hot. So it looks like, let's go ahead and get that bow down, because that's a beautiful tied bow. And I can kind of see why they want glue, hot glue, because if this is an ornament, it's gonna get banged around. So we want to center, get your thingy, your ornament nice and straight, and you're gonna center it, line it up, hold that in place. You'll get the strings. You can pull them off later. Remember that? That's kind of fun. And we want to put glue that looks like they're saying on the base. Okay. I'll bite. If I'm wrong, I am sorry, but it's my kit. I probably would have laid them on their side. And that's kind of what they did. They're showing, difficult to say, but that is ornament 1. That is beautiful. And then you have the back side, which you can do what you want. Or remember, you can flip your plaids. So it's all, that's actually on there really good. So we're gonna set ornament 1 aside. Let's take a look at ornament 2. I'm gonna put my hot glue gun away for the moment, because mine keeps dripping unless I'm actively using it. So we'll bring in a bigger, and so this one, so they're saying this goes on the outside based on their instructions. I might put it on the inside on this one, just to kind of show you what I mean. So we need to get 18 inches also of gold cording. Go ahead and give that a trim. And we'll need 2 glue dots. Excuse me. Glue dot 1, which we're going to call center, and be pretty even. We're pretty even. And then we'll put glue dot 2 at the bottom, right there. And remember, fold this in half, fold your gold cord in half, push that. I'm going to remove my glue dot backing, push the loop toward the back, pull it around. Am I right? Yes, that's right, because they want the loop in the back was what they kind of indicate. So it looks like that. And then I liked my idea. I don't know if that was their intention. It's really hard to tell from the instructions, but my idea is working. We could probably tie this too. So I'm coming around the front and looping it around. I'll come around the back on this one and loop it around our glue dot. You know what? Let's, on this one, give it a little knot right there to stabilize that a little bit. Yes, I like that a lot better. I don't know if that was their intention, but let's do that. Okay, and we tie a knot up there, and that is all step 1. And step 2, remember, I'm going to do mine a little different this time so I can show you what I mean. I'm actually just going to call this the piece. And I like having, that's part of why I like to work on grid paper, is because it gives you a line that helps to line things up. So we need 6 dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And just remember, you're going to have to repeat these steps 3 times. So you make 3 each, 3 different style ornaments. How pretty will your tree be? This is kind of nice. I just realized we actually are talking about possibly we don't put up a tree every year. We don't have a super small living room, but we have a small house. Living room is, by all intents and purposes, fairly spacious, but because it takes a lot, we don't put up a tree every year. And we were talking about doing it this year because it's been a few years. So that's step 2. That was easy, and I like this tied. I wonder if I can go back. You know what? I'm gonna stop a minute and come in here and see if I can fix ornament 1, because I actually like the stability that that was providing. Again, I don't know what their intention is, but these are my demonstrator tips, having assembled thousands of kits from these guys. Let's get that. Yeah, let's get that. Just 1 knot seems to stabilize it, like that. And then go back in and fix that. Make sure your cords are straight. Do the loop around the finger. Slip knot, is that what that's called? Yeah, that's a lot better. Oh, is that a lot better? Okay, so step 2. Now that I'm getting the hang of this, and as you are probably too, it's really not that bad. Okay, I'm going to turn my glue gun on because I see some glue action coming. And for anybody that wants to know what glue gun I'm using, I use a Ryobi, the kind that takes the giant 18-volt lithium batteries. But I've asked Santa for their new little lithium USB charging ones, USB-C I think it actually is, for Christmas, just because it's just less to store. I pop my battery off because there's always a slight drain. I've gone over the battery before, various capacities. Okay, so we need to put our dimensionals on this leaf piece just like this. This one, yep, looks like it's like this. Put a dimensional right there. And this needs to be a swoop, so it goes down and up to the right. The plaid banner, which is so pretty. I really, again, the color inspiration from a lot of the recent kits is just nummy. Excuse me. And I shared my color stuff with a list of demonstrators, and they were grateful I pulled that together. Again, if you're just not, I mean, we've got the color wheel now too, but it's just another just another avenue for color inspiration. Sometimes even and I'm a color nerd, struggle with, so I'm going to take the backing off of this, and it looks like we center it and we make it lifted a little bit like that. It's part of why I like having a nice straight line, so I know where I'm at. Centered and swoopy a little bit. Then it looks like our parsley is next. It's not parsley, looks like parsley. And so we want to go again at a slight angle with the pretty peacock piece. Put that right in the middle, angled up like that, so it's kind of at 130. We'll call that kind of 130 on your timepiece. Take the backing off of this piece, And, oh, we go to the right. No, we go like this. Oh, so this one's going at about 11. And this one will go at about 3, and this one at about 5. If that helps to have the time coordinates. So we are moving on to step 4. And we will need a bow, of course. A beautifully tied bow. And this one we need, wow, we need a lot of stuff. So we need 1 big fat milk chocolate one, 2 small ones, and a group of berries. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside for a minute because I don't want to drip glue as I bring this over here. And oh, we don't need a bow. That's why there's only 6 bows. Okay, scratch that. We're using, this is our red in this one. So we don't need a bow. How are we going to attach this, people? I'm going to suggest we put this on last. Stop dripping. And maybe put our big fat one on first. And I'm going to put my glue on the side here rather than on that. So it kind of lays on its side. And I'm going to target laying it, put it on our line, target laying it right like that. Okay? So I'm going to put some glue. Really, honestly, I'm finding it doesn't take a lot of glue. Like that. Hold that. Yeah, that sticks really well, actually. I mean, will it weather in a cold or warm attic? I don't know. Again, I'm going to kind of go with the angled thing on this one. Ah! Goobers keep coming out. Like that. Oh, how pretty. And because it's almost Halloween when I'm filming this, we've got spider webs of glue all over the place. And yep, I think I can wiggle that in there. So we've got a little kind of a wire end on your berry, and that's where I put my hot glue. Yep, it's hot. We're going to use that and kind of prop it in there. And I'm going to kind of just squish it all together. Like that. That actually feels really solid. See, I might go back in there and just a tiny bit. And I'm going to turn this off until I'm ready for, because my hot glue gun heats up so quick, especially once it's hot. And we'll play with the strings after. We can clean all that up later. Yeah, look at all this. It's actually kind of fun. Just don't want them to get in my next ornament is all. Not before we're ready. Okay, so this is what it looks like face forward. And that's what it looks like from the top, the side. Okay, so that's ornament 2. And let's bring in our supplies for ornament 3. And probably an 18-inch piece of the gold cord. So find your end. Mine's all tangled up, and that's okay. It still works. And if you don't want to put this together as an ornament kit, I mean, you certainly could turn this into some kind of 3-dimensional table decoration, or maybe even on a card. It'd be kind of heavy to mail. But think outside the box. If you ordered this, you definitely could use this on your tablescape too. Just dropped a glue. Hold on. Oh my goodness. yeah, sorry, I just took as long as I was pausing, I'm like, I better make sure it's still filming. I've had that happen. Stuff happens with technology. So I'm going to use my grid paper again. We're going to get that centered. Again. Come on. I'm really liking this kit on grid paper. And they give us lots of glue dots. I mean, you only need, so there's 9 ornaments. You only need 18 glue dots. So they give us plenty. You can use that to stabilize some of this, even if they didn't say we need them. Or you can use that, but I'm finding that I like my method for, let's go ahead and take that off, securing this cord. So let's find our half, the halfway point, the 9-inch point of our cord. We have this down pat by now, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we indeedy do. And I'm going to put my loop through to the back. Remember, we're going to pull our cords through like that. Stabilize those. And then we're going to take one and pull it around front and wrap. Regardless of their instructions, I'm really liking my way. Pull the other one around the back, or what we're calling the back, and loop. And the glue dot is holding that mostly. We're going to add a little reinforcement. I don't want to add a lot more glue dots up there because that will be visible. Once you hang it on a tree, if that's where you're going to hang it, no, but you know what I mean? Tie that really tight. Oh, I got a little uneven there. Oh, well. Make sure your ends are straight and not tangled. Do the slip knot. Isn't that what that is? Please. Slip knot. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, we're going to go back to the old way. And we're going to grab our dimensionals. And I'm going to bring it over, put it off like that. So that way we have some basis for where, you know, top and bottom and all of that. And yes, we can take our dimensional backings off now. So want to make sure that goes on the back then, if you're going to do it the kit way. So you want to make sure, if you're going to do it the sandy way for ornament number 2, you know, it doesn't matter. But yep, they're all exposed. Okay, so bring our hoop over. Let's get that centered like that. Let's get that nice and centered, kind of. And squish. And squish. There. I'm going to put that aside for a minute because we have some dimensional work, I suspect. We're going to lay our 2-colored parsley. So the pretty peacock's on the right, and it looks like we only need 1 dimensional right there. We need to bring in one of these pieces, and they're saying we should lay it, ooh. So 1 leaf is going off to the left and 2 go to the right, like that. And I mean, if you lay them the other way, that's fine. They're double-sided. It's just not, the leaves aren't going to go in the direction that they're saying. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my glue gun back on because it looks like we'll need it in a hot minute here. Ugh. looks like our parsley goes down first. And I half expect some of you will comment, Sandy, it's not parsley. I know. So that looks like it goes a little past the halfway point for where the two colors switch. We're going to just kind of wrap that around that circle. And then we're going to take the backing off of these. These look like holly leaves. I can't remember. But that, oh, we're going off this way now. So that's just a little past the halfway point for the divider there. Okay, and we have lots more dimensionals. So if you want to just load up on dimensionals, I'm just using what they recommend. So we have, oh, we're changing it up here. I'm going to put the bow on first. Yeah, my glue is hot. It goes up here. And let's put a little bit of glue there. Don't burn yourself. It's not worth it. Okay. And I'm going to lay that down. And I'm actually going to use my scissors to kind of hold that down because I can feel that that's really hot. I'll let that set up. Okay, that definitely is anchored. And then we need one large, one small gold. So one small little pine cone, one milk chocolate pine cone, and our gold balls. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's kind of pre-plan this before we start getting all gluey and everything. Yeah, I think we'll put the balls on last because they do have some kind of metal or plastic hoop, which makes them, you could kind of dig that underneath the pine cones. I think I'm going to do the big one first. And that kind of goes centered. So I'm going to take a side of the bottom of it or butt. And goes up, faces up. Squish that in. Don't need my scissors to hold this in place because there's enough distance there. Yep, that's, ooh, that looks good. And then we need to put some on angled side of this guy and squish it in, kind of make them kiss a little bit. Like that. And then we need to add, oh, we need glue is what we need to add. Okay, load her up. Just dropped a bunch. Yep. You know what? Yep. I really need to get me some of those longer, I'm going to actually put the gluey side, paper side down. Ooh, that feels really solid. Turn that off before it drips all over. So that's it. Let's take a look. So this was number 3. This was number 2. And now that these have dried, they feel really solid, you guys. They feel really solid. That one's still drying, so we'll give that one a little forgiveness. So, how did we do? We did pretty good. Those are pretty. So that is our Christmas Ornaments kit from Stampin' Up. In the US, it's item 164 something. Hold on. Look at the bottom of the box. 164378. Globally, I don't know, but it is that's a pretty kit. And you know, again, we worked through some of the kinks. We figured out better ways to make this attached. You could just use more glue dots, but I like there's plenty of cording with 18 inches, so I feel really pretty confident that that's gonna stay. And that's it. I thank you for joining me for this edition of Let's Kit Together for the Christmas Ornaments kit. And let's get started on that happy holiday stuff early, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.